Traumedy No More Health and Wellness Expo 2024 was a success. Our goal was to educate, motivate, inspire, and transform kids in regard to social emotional skills. We had over 30 sponsors and vendors. Thank you, and thank you again. My team that volunteered and supported for 5 months, thank you as well. I am so grateful that you supported my dream. Thank you for the gifts and donations to the Jamal Gaines Foundation. The joy, smiles, and laughter on their little faces was the highlight of the day for me. We started the day with a dance performance by Maid Stars that tore the roof down. Thank you so much, ladies, for creating a dance for our anthem, I Am Amazing. We had a star-studded stage with performances by Tiger Martial Arts Academy, Steppers with Attitude Step Team, and the Raway Antlers participated. Then we had over 20 activities inside and outside. Children are faced with rough emotions like anxiety, stress, and depression. They had an opportunity to learn how to manage their emotions by participating in the activities, which included things like the gaming truck, yoga, and breathwork. Special guests included Raway's Mayor, Mr. Giacob, and Dan Bowens from Fox 5 News. We gave out our annual Molly Gaines Scholarship to Dominic Barry White, and I was so excited to receive a proclamation from the town of Raway for my sonny boy, Jamal Gaines. You can watch more highlights, videos, and interviews on our YouTube channel, Molly Gaines Program. Hopefully, hey, happy day to you and also you. I am Tina. So excited to be here for this pop-up video on Wednesday because it is that time of year again. If you didn't know, I have a nonprofit. My name is Tina, by the way, if it's your first time coming through. I'm a life and health coach, and I work with women that are over 40. They've gone through some type of trauma or tragedy, and they feel kind of stuck, whether it's in their relationships, their fitness, and we partner together with fitness, with mindset, exercises, with all sorts of things to get them to where they need to be. And a couple of years ago, I wrote a book called No More Traumedy. And in this book, it taught people how to overcome those horrible feelings when they go through a major traumedy in their life. It tells a little bit of my personal story and then how I got through it. And the best part of this book is the last chapter, because in the last chapter, it gives various things that I did over the past 9 years to get through my traumedy. And after I wrote that book, someone said, well, you know what, Tina, children go through traumedies as well. So if you have any children in the house, they're probably sleeping because it's summertime. Some may be in the car with you on their way to camp or whatever. But if not, save this so that you can share it with your child and have a conversation with them, because this is all about the children right here. So after I wrote my first book, someone said, Tina, children go through traumedies as well. And sometimes as adults, we tend to overlook things like that because you're like, oh, they're just a kid. They have a great life. Everything's wonderful. But they go through traumas and tragedies as well, and we can't compare them one to another, right? Because it can be something that we think is serious as not having the right lunchbox or not having their hair done, but these things can have scarring memories in their head that leads them to be adults. And it could be even deeper, with being touched or things like that as a child. With that being said, I came up with this book called Traumedy No More for Kids. No more traumedy for kids. Traumedy no more, however you want to say it. I don't care. Just get it in your head. And in this particular book, chapter 1 is all about for the adult, because this is meant to be done with an adult and a child. So whether it's your niece, your nephew, your own child, your grandchild, you're a teacher. And in chapter 1, the book shares what's going on in our brain, right? And I came up with this because when I actually did my first book, I wanted to speak, and I have a nonprofit, the Molly Gaines Foundation. You may have seen the clip in the very beginning. We did an event last summer in Rahway, New Jersey, because Rahway is my hood. I love Rahway. And the reason why that event came to be was because I spoke at a school. And all I wanted to do was just share with the children about emotions, right? And it's very important that we tap into our feelings, we tap into our emotions, right? So, this is an emoji board. And one of my clients, she was a teacher, and she told me when she used to teach, she every day she had this on a piece of paper, and she had the child point or say or write down, I can't remember, how do you feel? And a lot of people, adults, can't even understand how they feel. So, in our program, Trauma Need No More for Kids, we teach children how to really understand what they're feeling. And sometimes, if they can see it, right, like seeing an emoji, sad, right, frustrated, worried, they can understand by seeing a picture. So in our program, we teach children, one, how to understand what they're going through. Like, what am I feeling? Am I mad? Am I angry? Am I hurt? Am I sad? Am I happy? Right? Because it's very important that we tap into our feelings. And then after that, we want to teach them how to express them. Definitely express the good, but more importantly, express the not so good feelings, right? Like when you're feeling sad or you're mad or you're angry, because all of these are connected, and you can change your mindset. You can change how you're feeling. You can change all those things in a snap of a finger if you're taught how, right? So after we teach them how to understand what they're feeling, the uncomfortable ones like anxiety, stress, or depression, then lastly, we teach them how to get over those feelings, how to push through them, not to ignore it, not to say it didn't happen, but how to understand what they're feeling. Okay, I'm feeling this way. I'm going to share it. And then things to push through it. For example, it could be journaling, it could be playing video games, drawing, writing, reading, all those things. So that's what we use the emoji board for. Now, when I did my last speech last year at a school, it was in May. And I said, okay, kids, what have you learned? What happens when you don't tap into your feelings? Because it's important to understand how you feel, right? A little girl raises her hand and she stands up and she says, when you don't tap into your feelings, you can commit suicide and die. And this was a 12-year-old in sixth grade. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm sure she's not the only 12-year-old, 10-year-old, 5-year-old, I was told, have feelings or thoughts like this. And when I heard her say this, I was like, girl, you're not doing enough. Right. And I realized I had to tap even deeper. And I love a party. I love events. Like, I could have an event every day of the week. It gives me a reason to dress up. It gives me a reason to do something. So I decided to do a back to school event. That's what that one video was. It's a health and wellness expo. And it's that time again. We're going to be doing it July 27th, which is on a Sunday. So mark your calendars. If you're in the Rahway, New Jersey area, Tri-State area, actually, it's a small community. This is going to be a small, intimate gathering because we're having our personal awards and scholarship celebration for the past, well, since COVID, I guess you can say 5 years. We've been giving out scholarships. We've had the nonprofit for about 9 years. And before COVID, we did different activities with the kids. We had a program on Saturdays where different mentors came out and taught them life skills, like how to tie a tie. We had different people in different industries, police, lawyers, accountants, come out and talk about their career. This way, the young men could understand all the different careers that were available for them. So, in this book right here, uh, it's really cool, guys. We share different things that they really don't talk about in school. I pretty much took my adults book and I made it palatable for children. So, for example, when it comes to mindset, because I think it's really, really important that we all tap into the strength of our minds that God has given us. Right. And of course, that starts with your morning rituals. So, one of the parts of the book, we teach them about evening rituals and morning rituals, getting your stuff ready for school. We talk about vision boards, how important it is to have a vision board, how to make a vision board, right? And as a parent, you can do these things with your kids. And then it gets a little bit deeper, talking about what is a trauma, what is a tragedy. So I'm not going to get too much into the book. You can purchase this book on Amazon, and you can text the number at the bottom that you see right there if you have any questions about the event. We have spots for a couple of vendors, one or two more. The event on Sunday is going to be really, really cool. Let me tell you about it. So, my daughter and myself together, we put together an 8-week program for this book. And we had the opportunity to do the program for a school in Rahway. Now, my daughter lives in California and I live in Florida, and the school is in Rahway, New Jersey, but we love Rahway, right? That is where my sonny boy was actually murdered. We still don't know who did it, but for me, it fuels my heart, it fuels my soul to give back. So I can say his death was for a reason. A lot of people, they tend to stay stuck when something horrible happens to them, right? They get angry, they get bitter, they get like not so nice. And I decided when it happened, I didn't want to be like those other moms. I've seen moms that were just angry for years. They hated God, they hated their life. And, I realized that I can't question God. I can't question or try to understand something that makes no sense at all. So instead of fueling that anger, I turn it to the positive stuff. I don't know what popped up on my screen here, but hopefully it'll get back to me. I don't know. There we go. Yeah. So I decided that instead of having those anger feelings, I'm just going to fuel it into something positive. So August 4th is my son's birthday. So every year around that time, I like to do something extra special. And this year, we're just bumping it a little early, extra early, to July 27th. That's when we're having our Health and Wellness Expo. It's going to be in Rahway, New Jersey at the Rec Center. It's starting at 2 o'clock sharp. Oh, I know what I was saying. So, yeah, my daughter and I did an 8-week program virtually for a few students at the school. And it was really cool. It's wild because they connect with her a lot more because she's closer in age to them. And I want to give a great big shout out to one of the teachers because she took time out of her schedule to lead this because there had to be a teacher there with the kids getting the computers together because they were on their computer, we were on our computers. So, you know, Miss Shumney, who's has a beautiful, amazing soul. She led the program with us, and we were able to really dig deep into the feelings on here. Um, so, with that being said, we get an opportunity to meet these students in person. Yay! I'm so excited. And they're going to be getting some scholarships. So, we also get to meet them. We're going to talk with them, just kind of see how they've been doing over the summer. A lot of the children, the purpose of my program uh, is for children that are transitioning from elementary school to the academy. Because if you think about it, when you're in elementary school, the teachers and the principals and the guidance counselors and everyone, they're there. They're with you all the time. It feels good. But then when you start getting up to the academy or middle school or whatever your town calls it, it's different for the kids. They don't have that direct supervision all the time. And it can be scary for a child first coming in. So I'm glad that we get to do that. So if you're a parent and you're watching this, and the ages you're probably saying, I would say between the ages of 8 and 15 is a really good age, definitely for this book, definitely to come out because we're going to have some activities this day. And I love when the parents come together with the kids because they can see how their children react to different things. So, as I mentioned, we're going to be giving out some scholarships, and we have a couple of guest speakers. And these guest speakers are going to be giving demonstrations. I'm so excited about one of the demonstrators that's coming through. I believe she's going to come through. She said it was open. She just has to give me the final confirmation. But she was at our event last year, and she is an entrepreneur. Our goal is to teach children to tap into their feelings, right? But even deeper than that, what is it that they actually love? Because when you're doing the things that you love, life is so much easier, right? And that's one thing I drilled into my children when they were a very young age. What is it that you love to do? My daughter always loved to move, dance, talk, right? That's what she does. She's a professional dancer, movement, actress, model, dancer, all those things. My son, he loved sneakers. So he opened up a sneaker store, became an entrepreneur with that. So when it comes to the students, we really want to recognize their true gifts and talents. So at this event, Soraya has a love for making candles, and she's going to teach the kids how to do that, which is really cool. I have another speaker coming, and her name is Valerie. I think she lives in Maryland. And when it comes to emotional intelligence and understanding your feelings, she's going to be speaking about that with them as well. I love it. Not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. Probably something with breath work because I love the breath work. And in this particular book, you can actually um, there's activities in here for you to do with your kids. Maybe, Renee, I don't know if you want to have a table. We were talking about like making slime or making bubbles or something like that. I think that would be really cool. I would love to do the slime one. My niece and I, we do like just different things. And I think it's important to really play the game. Maybe like some jacks. I loved jacks back in the day. Oh my gosh, I'm getting excited now. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. So I got to hit up Anthony for games because I want to play jacks. I want to play Connect Four, right? Things that you Candyland. Do you remember these games? I did back in the day. I had a modeling company and it was called Elite Stars. And we had a huge show. I mean, this show was big. It was called Top Kid Model, and it was based off the TV show America's Top Model and Top Model. It was two at the time. My daughter and I, we loved modeling and all that sort of stuff. So we took these two TV shows and we combined the idea together and we made it for children. And we had a modeling competition. It was called Top Kid Model. We had kids audition from all over the country, outside the country, right? One of our winners was from Bermuda. We had someone from California come out here, and then we had our big event. And one of the scenes was called Candyland because I love the game Candyland. So if you think of all the different things in the Candyland, that's how the kids had to dress up. And the photo shoots were so beautiful. I mean, these parents went out. I loved it. So that just made me think of the game Candyland. So as I wrap this up today, I just wanted to come through and as a parent, just let you realize we are totally responsible for our children. And yes, I know they don't give us a beautiful blueprint on how to raise a child. We just kind of do what we know or do what we were taught, right? And sometimes we weren't taught right, but our parents did the best they could. My sister sent me a video. She was watching the movie Mommy Dearest. I don't know if anyone here has ever seen the movie Mommy Dearest. I don't know why we love that movie so much, but we loved it. And to this day, I hate wire hangers. And we would always like, no wire hanger. Like if you see the movie, it's wild. And if you think of all the, I'm gonna say craziness that the mom did, and like it was like split personalities. Like one moment she's so loving and so caring, and then the next moment she's so angry. And as adults, sometimes we get angry, sometimes we get mad, right? But you don't want to express that to your child. You don't want to talk to your child in a harsh manner because they're just children, right? Um, you want to just pause, breathe, and maybe pray a little bit before you talk to your kids. I know I could have learned that a lot growing up and being a young mom, right? So, with that being said, if you're just tuning in, I'm Tina. I'm talking about our health and wellness back to school awards ceremony, birthday celebration. I'm throwing all the names in there. That's happening Sunday, July 27th in Rahway, New Jersey. It's open to the public. It is a free event. I've got to call the food trucks. There's a few things. See, this is my to-do list here, guys, because there's so many things that I have going on right now. Um, that's what today is all about. If you have any questions, there's a text number there. We would love to know how many people are coming. So we do have an Eventbrite page. So we're going to put the Eventbrite page because we have 50 bags. We're giving out 50 giveaways to the first 50 kids that come, or maybe I should 25. I'll keep it at 50. Yeah. So make sure that you bring your kid. If you don't know anyone, I'm sorry, if you don't have a child, share it with someone else. With that being said, I don't know, Renee, you said you were trying to get the video. If you're able to, you can put it in. If not, Otherwise, I'm so excited to be here. If you have any questions, hit me up with that text message there. Otherwise, I'll be back here next Wednesday to give you some more deets, some details on like the activity that's going on. Maybe I'll be interviewing someone that's going to be there. Thank you all for your time. Peace.